follows: former WBC Youth Welterweight Champion, former WBC Continental Champion, former USBA IBF Welterweight Champion, formerly ranked 16 in the world by WBC, 13 in the world by the IBF, and number 12 in the world by the WBF. He's headlined at Madison Square Garden, and tonight brings his talents to the John Marshall Ballroom. Please welcome to the blue corner, Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
We do have to take a moment to acknowledge the shirt that Dusty's wearing. It says R.I.P. Buddy as he makes his way to the ring.
In the light heavyweight division, in the red corner, officially weighing in at a threatening 189 pounds, a veteran fighter from Barranquilla, Colombia, and now fighting out of Springfield, Massachusetts, Ronald Salvaje Montes. In the blue corner, weighing in at a militant 186.6 pounds, he stands with 34 wins and 1 loss. He has 20 KOs to report.
No losses. From
Southeast Washington, D.C., and representing his own gym, Round 15 Boxing, Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
All right, gentlemen, scheduled for 6 rounds. Went through the rules in the back. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. You must obey my command. Your trunks are a little high. Dusty, your punches right at the top will be fine. Sus Lopez, aquí bueno, debajo no. Buena suerte, good luck, God bless.
Ball with Sam Cross, the highly touted cruiserweight out of D.C. This guy's a big puncher from Colombia.
Oh, yeah.
Dusty
He's coming here to fight.
Yes, Dusty was reveling for the chance to fight a tough assignment, and he chose this guy. Huge respect to Dusty for that.
He's got Montez has 38 fights and an 89% knockout ratio. Dusty is in the white trunks trimmed in red. Montez is in the red Adidas shorts trimmed in white.
Feeling each other out.
This is a 6-round fight.
You can see the experience of both these guys.
6-round fight. The pace will be a little bit different, right, Coach Eric?
Yeah. They're gonna move a little bit quicker. Dusty's been working on his speed and time with a little bit faster pace.
Dusty's getting all kinds of information from him without taking any risk.
Right.
Using little slight body feints, moving in and out, kind of seeing the body language of Montez and seeing how he reacts. He's downloading that information.
Beautiful. One thing that strikes me the most with Dusty is just the calmness. He's so calm.
You're mixing in a lifetime of fighting with top-notch instruction for pretty much all of Dusty's life and career, right? So the ring generalship is something that probably never gets lost, even with a label.
Never forget all the adversity he's had in his life. He still had the greatest thing that sets you up for success, and that was an involved father, a strong male role model, and just to model his character after. And Buddy Harrison did a great job with this young man.
There ain't no doubt. can get there through one conversation. Beautiful shot. Montez is sitting back a little too much. He's got to start pressing it.
Dusty's taking a very unique approach. Instead of trying to fight the southpaw with his backhand, he's actually trying to use his jab and looking at that left and throwing left hooks off it, presumably to make him look over at the left hand and maybe drop a right hand on him later in the fight.
For sure.
Very tactical pace in the first round. Montez didn't really offer any offense.
Dusty didn't give it to him. This is a really great contrast to seeing the young Briscoe kid who was taking unnecessary risk and had all the tools to make the fight easy on himself. And now we're seeing an older veteran in Dusty Harrison that has all the tools to make it easy on himself, and he doesn't have to prove anything outside of winning the round.
Right. And when we say older, he's still 28 years old.
He's 29,
yeah,
29 years old.
Just turned 29, right? So he's got a lot of good years left of him.
Well, and Montez, as you always said, I mean, you're talking about a fighter that has an 89% knockout rate. Yeah. So you don't want to take any unnecessary risk with somebody that might actually bring the thunder, right?
Nice.
Speaking about his age, he's 29. The first time I ever met him, he was 19 years old. I had just fought a 10-round main event, and I got starts. The locker room was empty outside of my father figure, Charles Crumpler, and Dusty came in the back to console me and sat with me along with Buddy for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. Once the venue was emptied out, no one was there to care. And I think you learn a lot about someone when they're there for you in defeat, because he knew what I was going through. Just to speak on his character a bit.
We're opening round 2. The return of Dusty Harrison.
A little bit faster pace this round by both of them.
Dusty looks like he's coming out to maybe take a little bit more risk with that backhand now. There he goes again with it.
Oh, and there's a short. Got to be alert. There's a short kind of counter strike there by Montez. I didn't necessarily see it coming.
Beautiful.
So he didn't get greedy there.
Yeah. Got right back to the position. He's not liking those shots. Montez not liking them. Dusty is talking to him about this fight beforehand. He's like, hey, if Montez gets some shots on me at the beginning, he's going to come hard, but I plan on weathering the storm and taking away his will.
There's some good body work there by Harrison. Just not a lot of offense from Montez, to be honest with you.
Dusty's doing a great job controlling the distance. He's not taking a lot of risk with that backhand.
Montez is afraid right now to throw the shot and commit because he knows the counters are coming.
And the other thing about this is this crowd might not even realize that this is a guy, Dusty Harrison, in 3 or 4 fights, if he can get his body back and settle into a weight class, right, the guy that could challenge for a world title.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Somewhere between 60 and 75. Although he campaigned most of his early career at welterweight, he's got the height to carry that weight well. And Dusty's still a little soft, but he's just coming back. He just lost all the weight, so still got all the skills. Skills pay the bills.
That's
right. I mean, they're fighting this fight as a cruiserweight catch fight at 185.
That was a nice drive. And you see that's coming straight from the foot. Beautiful work.
2 digs to the body with the left hook. And the speed disparity is clear.
Yeah. He's got hands for sure.
There's a good right hand that gets in there over the top.
Cut the angle. See, right there.
I feel like Dusty's trying to make him feel like a right hand's coming underneath, but he's going to sweep it up top.
And there is a right hand up top, as you just mentioned it, Cujo.
I think he might actually be trying to sell the hook, though, like the right hook underneath. The way he's kind of lying with his body language and trying to get Montez to drop that left a little bit.
And if you're Montez, are you looking for just a specific counter shot at this point?
I mean, I think he's hoping that Dusty gets greedy with that right hand and comes in, which he hasn't done. He did one time a little bit early when he was testing it out. Montez caught him, but I think a guy like Dusty Harrison, it's going to be hard to catch him making the same mistake twice in a 6-round fight.
And that replay just showed what you mentioned, those 2 digs to the body and then that straight right hand through the gloves up top.
You notice how he didn't fall in when he landed that shot and take away his distance that he needed. You know, he stayed right at fight range for himself, and he cut the angle for him.
Yeah, tens of thousands of rounds of sparring.
Yeah, he knows.
And I'll tell you, when you talked about it, you mentioned it when we were watching the David Brito fight. It's just a level of calmness and a level that comes with experience and just really championship pedigree, if you will.
No, absolutely. No, this championship quality for sure.
He just got to settle back into whatever his natural weight class is going to be now and get his body back in condition.
Yep. I mean, that takes time to get there.
Well, yeah, you know, it's not just 3 years off. You know, it's, he had three
hard
years
off.
Hard
years, yeah.
He probably wasn't putting the best things in his body, and the best types of things weren't happening to him all the time outside
the
the
stress,
ring.
for sure. Beautiful. Beautiful.
He's definitely finding something with the sweeping left hook upstairs and downstairs now. And it's starting, believe it or not, it is starting to wear on Montez's face if you're taking a look at him.
So, see, I actually feel like that right hook underneath he's going to try to sell off of that later and throw a right hook over the top, dip his shoulder down like that right hook's going to come under and throw an overhand right or a right hook to the head.
Well, Cujo, you've been right calling him so far, so let's see. You've been calling him pretty correctly. There's a strong right hand that will hit the gloves.
Again, keeping the distance. You see how short that jab is coming back at him. He's giving Dusty everything he needs to attack with that short hook.
You know, I asked Gary Russell once at the MGM what's the difference between a good and a great fighter.
There it is, and he gets a knockdown with a right hook to the body, Cujo. I think he just called it. And that is it, the return.
And Dusty kept defensively disciplined the entirety of the fight.
That is a third round knockout for Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
As I was getting around to right before Dusty scored the knockout, Gary Russell had told me at the MGM the difference between a good and a great fighter is them staying defensively disciplined.
But it's interesting too, because again, you called it. You said you thought he was looking for that right hand to the body.
But I thought he was going to sweep it up top off of it, but underneath, you know, is what sold it. I thought he was going to try to establish it and then come up top with it, but going underneath was enough.
He found it twice underneath, and it ended the fight.
Dusty looked good. That's how you get to the next level, not getting hit. And I think it also had a lot to do with the frustration of Montez. When you can't hit a guy, it starts to break you. I fought Lionel Thompson in Vegas on a Mayweather show, and I probably was landing 2 or 3 punches around for 7 rounds, and I'm telling you, I was emotionally broken at that point. And you gotta believe Montez was feeling that way. I'm not even sure he hit Dusty more than one time clean in the entirety of that fight.
Well, you talk about it all the time. It takes a lot of energy, honestly, to swing and miss, and it's very frustrating if you don't see the angle to swing.
Well, he didn't even have hardly a chance to get offense to even miss.
Exactly. Montez didn't even have the angles to really throw punches, let his hands go. And oftentimes, when you're watching a fight on television, you're yelling at the screen, let your hands go, let your hands go. It's not as easy as it seems, right?
Well, not when you're fighting an opponent of this caliber.
Well, this is a stellar return for Dusty Harrison. We're going to take it to the ring.
on up here to the front. Let the good people see you. Dusty, this is where you're meant to be. You look so damn in control and so calm. What a masterful production tonight. It was a mix of putting in that body work and the looping shots to the upper body. What was the goal coming into tonight?
I had no goal, no standard for myself. I just wanted to win. It's been 3.5 years since I fought. It's the first time I fought since I lost my father. And all I wanted to do was get my career back on and win.
Our heart is with you for that tragic loss. We are so happy and so appreciative to see you back in here. Ladies and gentlemen, how did he look tonight? Let's go, Richmond! Give it up for Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
And the return is complete.
Congratulations, Dusty.
Big
Look great.
win for Dusty. And he's got a lot more to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one fight left. Our main event, Jerry Forrest, Robert Hall Jr. And I've got at least 2 more sponsors to read. So let me get right into Ruffin Systems. Are you tired of blending in with your competition? Ruffin Systems is your one-stop shop for business growth and success. Capture new leads with our powerful search engine optimization. Convert those leads into sales and turn your customers into glowing reviews. Ruffin Systems helps to reactivate your customers into repeat buyers, maximizing your business potential. Our incredible features include two-way messaging, missed call text back, and seamless integration with Facebook and Google reviews. And with our easy-to-use mobile app, you'll have everything you need right at your fingertips. Say goodbye to the hassle of text-to-pay and tap-to-pay options and make transactions a breeze for you and your customers. Save money and elevate your business all in one place with Ruffin Systems. Visit our website, www.ruffinsystems.com, or call us at 1-804-781-3293 to get started. Ruffin Systems. Thank you for your support of River City Promotions, this wonderful boxing event that we have right here, Ritz and Rumble. We have got one fight left, ladies and gentlemen. One fight left, and it is our main event. Jerry Forrest, 26-2-1, taking on Robert Hall, 14-1. Jerry has been training out of the Vintage Boxing Gym now. He had a wonderful camp. I got a chance to speak to him just a little bit earlier. He's a 10-year pro. He was promoted by International Boxing Hall of Famer Lou DiBella, who happens to be the owner of our Richmond Flying Squirrels right here in Richmond, Virginia. He's faced some of the top heavyweights in the industry. We're talking Carlos Takam. We're talking Jared Big Baby Anderson. Jerry Forrest has fought just about everyone. And I'll tell you, he is a tough fighter. Very excited to see him matched up in a really good fight. Robert Hall Jr., 31 years old, 14-1, 11 knockouts out of Johnson, Tennessee. He is a 10-year pro, former WBC USA Cruiserweight champion. And I am telling you, it is going to be some fireworks. Fireworks in the River City, in the capital, Richmond, Virginia. Our main event is coming up very, very shortly. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I got one more sponsor that I want to read off to thank for their support of this event. We're looking at SS Electrical Solutions. More often than not, homeowners and business owners find themselves dealing with hardships of owning a home. And when it comes to the electrical side of your home or business, you need someone you can count on. When you want a job done the right way by people and craftsmanship you can trust, call SS SS Electrical Solutions. We are SS Electrical, are dedicated to delivering quality work, and in doing so, we have been awarded Richmond Times-Dispatch Best Local Electrical Company 3 years in a row. They want to take this time to personally thank all of their supporters, all of their customers. Please give them a call, see how they can help you at 804-836-7914, SS Electrical Solutions.
I know very well everybody in here paid good money for a high-class event this evening, and for that reason, the main event is sponsored by you, definitely you, and all the rest of you crazy fight fans. We got two big, strong heavyweights. Let's see if there's enough room in this ring. First to the ring, setting claim to the red corner, a 31-year-old, 10-year pro with a nearly 80% knockout percentage. He's the former WBC USA Cruiserweight champion, and his only loss came by small margin when he fought for the WBO Intercontinental Championship in Hungary. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Hall Jr. His opponent, a 35-year-old southpaw building on a tremendous 10-year professional boxing career. He's faced highly accomplished fighters, including 3 former world title challengers. He has 20 knockouts in his 26 victories. He's here to make the trend continue. Please welcome to the blue corner, Mr. Jerry Slugger Forrest.
Yes, sir. Major League in the building. It's a slow best animals. Yeah. I feel like Rocky Balboa. I've been cocky, watch slower. Can't stop me, watch show up. Rich Frosty, my glow up. I got to go, I'm talking show enough. These niggas hold out, they was so tough. Big tires when the road rough. Out the mud like a fold truck. Chop will never fold up. That block you claim I had them sold. While you was watching stitching Lilo, I was out just stitching kilos. What's the hold up? I mean, it's just illegal. I'm still trying to duck the people. How to no love, cause I know love doing to the white what they was doing to the blacks. Send them across the water, then we whip them till they crack. It's like the only way to, when they building off of blacks. Other times I feel blessed. High to they low, that's a fact. Getting money was my high to my low, that was that. I'm a master of many things, many strings attached. Shit, I was greedy in the trap. I was needed in the trap. I was knocking boxes out, I felt like jury in the trap. Track numbers got my palm mentioned. 16 each bowl like a bar mitzvah. Smelling like a prom picture. 49.80, that's a light stack. I need 5 in each band, 5 fingers each hand. And I'ma fight back. But shit, what else is new? annihilate them, I would feel helpless too. Then let me show to you what the belt will do. I'ma spank niggas. You should thank niggas. But keep it pushing, pussy. All these motherfucking blues.
Hey, give it up for Derrick Rose. That's what I'm talking about. The mood has been set. Without further ado, this bout is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. In the red corner, officially weighing in at 232.6 pounds, designed for modern warfare, he brings an elite record of 14 wins and only 1 loss. From Johnson City, Tennessee, and representing Beehive Boxing Gym, Robert Hall Jr. Give it up, last fight of the night. Let's go, Richmond. And the blue corner is held by a fighter weighing in at 228.8 pounds with a record of 26 wins, 6 defeats, and 2 draws. From Newport News, Virginia. From Newport News, Virginia, and now fighting out of, wait for it, Richmond, Virginia. He represents Vintage Boxing Gym, Mr. Jerry Slugger Forrest.
It's a tradition like no other.
I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself. You must obey my commands. Now, both your trunks, I can see your belly buttons. I want all the punches above the line. Touch them up. Good luck and God bless.
And both these guys have in common, they come from cities that have some city-funded boxing gyms, and that, or at least Johnson City used to, and that always helps increase the pugilistic prowess of the entire population of the area.
It does a number of things. You mentioned Cujo. One, to get kids started early as well. What do you expect to see early here from Jerry Forrest?
You know, this is a pick-em fight on paper. I'm really excited to see it. Robert Hall, his loss is to a top-level Hungarian. Jerry Forrest has been living at the top levels of the sport, multiple ESPN appearances. He's faced Jared Anderson, Carlos Takam. He fought Zhang in what could have been considered a Fight of the Year candidate not long ago on DAZN. Actually, it could have been on Triller. I'm not sure. He's fought on so many television stations.
A lot of high-level experience. Not just experience, high-level experience.
Oh, the very highest. I mean, I can only think of 2 heavyweights he hasn't fought. That's Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He's fought everybody else.
Hall pumping that jab just a little bit. This is an 8-round fight. Forrest Slugger looking to seek and destroy, if you will, moving forward.
In 2019, Jerry Forrest fought on one of my undercards in the co-main event. He fought Joshua Tufte, won a decision in Lynchburg, Virginia. Josh Tufte, the former sparring partner of Vladimir Klitschko. I think he was 19-2 at the time. Slug beat him pretty handily.
There's a good step through and spin right there. Oh, a big right hand there from Hall. Looked like it had Forrest take a step back at least. But now Forrest back to pumping, pushing the action, got him in the corner. Tie up there by Hall Jr. out of the corner.
Forrest is doing a great job as a southpaw pumping that jab.
I've seen several of Jerry Forrest's fights. I will tell you this physique on Forrest, he looks like he is trained hard and he looks like he's in really great shape.
Like I said, change of scenery. Forrest also was in a training camp with Seth Mitchell at my gym some time ago.
I did get a chance to talk to Forrest a little bit earlier today before the fight, and not only did he say he was physically ready, but mentally he's taken a different approach. He feels mentally ready for this fight, more so than he's had some of his fights in the past.
How do you score that round there, Chief?
Tough round to score, but I will tell you this, and I'll tell you why it's a tough round to score. It looked like Forrest pumped the jab, controlled and dictated the space in the action. I would say the cleanest shot of the fight was landed by Robert Hall.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm going to lean towards Forrest on that round. But yeah, I mean, just the activity and the work rate with his jab and stabbing him underneath. Although Hall landed some good shots also. I mean, it was a little tougher one.
Hall, I think, over the top, probably landed the cleanest shot of the first round. Forrest then responded, had him in the corner a little bit. Hall had to tie up, but there was a shot there.
There was.
Yeah, in the first round that Forrest had to take a step back.
You do a pretty good job keeping me engaged in conversation. It's hard for me to score the fight sometimes.
Well, you got to do a little bit of both, Cujo. You got to do a little bit of both.
I'm trying. I'm not good at multitasking.
You're doing great, buddy. You're doing a great job. Round 2 steps out, and Forrest still pressing the action, pumping the jab.
Yeah, almost an omnipresent jab from the southpaw. Been interesting, the southpaw versus orthodox fights we've seen here in the last 2 fights. The guys are really establishing their jab. Oftentimes you see those guys just trying to line up the backhands.
Now, with activity that Forrest is having, is it like the previous fight? Do you think Hall doesn't have opportunities to really get off because he's not throwing that much?
The only difference I see here in that fight and this one is Hall is kind of disrespecting Jerry's space a little bit, and he's kind of stepping through that range. You see what I'm saying? And Montez was kind of waiting. Mm-hmm. So in some ways, Hall is actually forcing an action even though he's not letting his hands go. I think he's trying to get a good counter opportunity. Good uppercut there.
A good uppercut on the inside for Hall.
I don't feel as hopeless for Robert as I did for Montez.
And he's, as we speak, he's starting to seem like he let his hands go a little bit just there. It's in spots, but he does seem like he's closing that distance now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I certainly feel like Hall is still a live dog in this fight. At no point did I feel Montez posed a threat to Dusty Harris.
And there, Forrest pushing some action in the corner there. Hall ties up. Nice veteran move there, and then gets a right hand off.
That was a great right hand. I mean, that's
and gets another right hand in.
Jerry's legs looked a little off after that shot.
And now Hall really is starting to pump the action a little bit more, still going backwards. But 3 good right hands for Hall. And there is a look to Hall, as you can see ringside, of him really processing and downloading information. It's not fast and furious, but it's a little bit more like trying to see exactly where he's going to approach, and he is taking his time to get some punches off.
Doing a good job of stymieing the offense of Jerry when he gets close also.
Veteran move of smothering and tying up, right?
This round, I feel like I'm probably going to favor Hall just because the punch that supposedly that was landed clean on Jerry in the first round, you know, it wasn't super clean. But, man, that punch Robert Hall hit Jerry with that round definitely had his legs a little weak for only a split second. But it was definitely a very clean, straight, effective punch.
it's very clear in the first 2 rounds that the hardest punches of the fight so far and the most like clean flush landing punches have been delivered by Robert Hall. It just hasn't been enough activity, if you will, to necessarily look as if he's kind of controlling or dictating the fight.
Yeah, the work rate and the omnipresent jab, as I said, by Jerry Forrest is it's making it hard for Robert Hall's clean, effective punching to overcome it.
And there's the bell for round 3. Forrest in black sequins trunks laced with red, Slugger on the waist belt, Hall on the waist belt as he's in red, burgundy, and some white tassel here. If you didn't know any better, you would say Hall is a Commanders fan.
You see Robert just constantly inching forward until Jerry explodes and then he escapes out and gets back into this posture of kind of walking in, trying to get him to punch.
There's that jab again by Forrest. You are right. It's almost an omnipresent jab, Cujo.
And it's what's making these rounds when they're close maybe favoring Jerry.
A little bit more tactical third round. There's some feints in there now.
Yeah, I feel like Robert's really getting comfortable with the distance control.
And there's Forrest. And Hall smiles, and sometimes when you smile, that means you're a little bit more hurt than you laid on.
I always tell my fighters, no means yes.
Now he looks like Hall's definitely got his legs under him. He's bouncing around, but Forrest.
I do wonder, I can't wait to see the replay. I actually think Jerry may have landed a left straight downstairs to the liver.
That's what it looks like. I think you're exactly right.
Jerry the aggressor there, but didn't get caught with the little left check hook.
And again, Hall smothered and tied up pretty quickly there.
I think this is probably the most commanding round either has had, and it's coming from Jerry.
Oh, there's a short uppercut there. Short left uppercut from Forrest.
Yeah, he blinded him with his left hand, held it out there, stepped in like he was going to throw a little slapping right hook, and then threw a powerful left uppercut and caught him. It was a beautiful combination.
And a good third round, a strong third round there from Forrest. This is the round, probably I would say the first round of the fight when you're looking back on it, where you say not only did Forrest continue the jab, but really came back with some power punches downstairs with that left that you mentioned. There it is.
That seemed to have bothered him a little bit, I think.
Yep. And there's that smile. Like I said, you said no means yes. You hear it all the time in boxing. When you get a reaction, that means you probably did something.
That was a really unique way that Jerry used his left power shot to hold it out there to blind him. He just did a little off slapping right hook to get his attention, and followed right back up with the left uppercut at the end of that round.
Forrest weighed in coming into this fight at 228. Like I said, he looks like he's in tremendous shape, better shape than I've seen some of older Jerry Forrest fights. I wonder if this is a lighter Jerry Forrest fight.
I mean, I was messing with him in the back, telling him he was going to mess around and become a cruiserweight.
And you can start to see the energy here as we're going into the fourth round. Forrest still looks in great condition and still pumping that jab.
Jerry told me he certainly couldn't lose that much weight, and he definitely didn't want to lose that much of his money in the purses going from heavyweight to cruiserweight.
Because it is a price difference. There's Hall gets in with a
There was
jab.
that left straight to the body again by Forrest.
It followed an over-the-top kind of left jab that looked like Hall connected, but he came right back. They're right in our living room here, tied up a little bit, but Hall's working on the break here. It's smart veteran move.
I think that's the thing as a southpaw. You got so many unique ways to land that left hand on the liver that isn't presented to an orthodox fighter.
There's some right hands that is getting in there for Hall. Look, a short right uppercut and then followed by an overhand right. Close distance, so not a lot of power on them, but they look like they're getting in there. Forrest goes with a left to the body. Good response.
Yeah, left hooks, left straights, left uppercuts. But Hall does have, he's found a home for that right hand up top.
There's a good body shot, too. You're exactly right. They are really letting it fly now. The pace has picked up in the 4th round. Body shot. Forrest connected on a good body shot there.
And I think maybe that's why Hall's a little tentative to throw that right to the head, even though he's finding the home for it, because that left hand is coming under it with such velocity as a counter from Forrest. I'd want to keep my right elbow home also if I was getting hit in the liver like that.
Exactly. You're exactly right. And let's
blood
not
from Hall's nose here.
Let's not forget, these guys are heavyweights. One punch could turn the lights out. Now Hall moving forward, pushing the jab. And there, Forrest canters back, gets some body shots in there. And another, looks like opportunity to the body. This is some really high quality stuff for both fighters there, Cujo.
I think Hall's going to need a big 20 seconds here by my estimation to dig out of this one.
Oh, big right hand. Forrest sneaks in another good shot at the end of the round. Looks like Forrest has put together 2 good rounds here in the 3rd and the 4th. Just a lot of different variations on his attack, a lot of different variations on his punches, but he really has started to follow up, not just on the jab, but just following up different combinations of punches after that jab.
I think the left straight to the body is really making the difference now for Jerry. He's had a lot of success stabbing it left straight. There he's stabbing it with stolen plexus. Jerry's been having a lot of success on that straight up downstairs.
And a really animated corner. You couldn't see it on the Fight TV cameras, but an animated corner in the Hall camp here. Robert Hall Jr.'s camp was really kind of trying to motivate Robert to do a little bit more in that corner. And it came right after 2 jabs to the top. And I think you're exactly right. The more Hall presses that jab up top, the more there's opportunity for Forrest to go underneath. Sneaky right hand in there by Forrest.
I feel like Robert's got to right the ship here and start to slip away from him a bit.
And I think that's why you saw that animation in the corner of Hall. And he's
left straight underneath. Although Forrest was not keeping his right hand up when he threw that left underneath. I'd maybe be looking for a left check hook on the way in if I was Hall.
And now it's Forrest that's smiling at Hall. good right hand by Hall. There's a jab, but then Forrest pushing the action as well. Hall is in a unique position because it does seem the more he pushes the action, it's probably where he wants to be in the fight, yet it opens him up for counterattacks like this from Forrest.
Forrest really has a left hand to the body. He's been landing it from a variety of angles.
And it opens up the more it seems like Hall pushes the action and pumps that jab, right?
Hall's going to take a page out of Jerry's book, stabbing underneath at the straight.
Absolutely. It's a good call, and you just saw it just there. These are big men, but you gotta be impressed with Forrest's movement, his feints, the way that he's just keeping his energy level high through 5 rounds.
Yeah, you know, Hall kind of gained a little bit of footing back this round. I still think it's a Forrest round, but this second half of the round, Hall did a good job kind of slowing the momentum a little bit.
Well, and I think the difference is Hall seemed that round after a pretty animated corner. He seemed to have come out with an agenda, a really strong agenda that at the very least he wasn't going to let Forrest dictate that last round. And I think there was some really good action that took place as a result of that.
Well, I feel like if I was Hall, I'd be trying to get a lot more left hook heavy. That way I could keep my right hand at home, keep my elbow down and stop eating that left hand to the body. And plus, Forrest is dropping his right hand on the way in. Although from that southpaw stance, he can use that front shoulder to deflect it a little bit. I just feel like you kill 2 birds with 1 stone instead of trying to establish that right straight. Keep that right hand at home, keep that elbow there so you stop getting hit with those clean liver shots and try to catch Jerry reaching and hit him with the left hook.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like Hall's best bet is a counterpunch right hand that might kind of knock Forrest off balance, right?
Yeah, but the problem is he's got to move that elbow off the spot, and Forrest keeps sweeping that left hand underneath every time he does it.
Yep.
See, that's what I'd be looking for, that left hook he just threw there. Let's see, Jerry laid the groundwork for this early in the fight by pumping that jab, getting Hall's front hand worried about his front hand, and now he's stabbing the backhand underneath off that jab. There he is again, getting him in the battle of the front hands. That's a nice left hook. Nice left hook followed by right hand.
Big right hand by Hall as well. Forrest gets a sneaky one in off the break, but it was a good right hand. You mentioned it by Hall there.
Also changing tactics slightly this round, a little bit more up on his toes.
And I would still like to see Forrest stay consistent with that stab to the body, right? It seems like he's gone away from that the last 2 rounds.
Maybe that's why Hall's got up on his toes. Maybe he feels like controlling the distance is taking that away.
Hall pumped 2 strong jabs in there, now turned out to a right hand.
This is shaping up to be one of Hall's better rounds in a while.
Absolutely. We got going on about a minute left in the round, but Hall is really starting to look a little bit more comfortable than he has the previous 3 rounds. Referee letting him fight in there on the inside.
I'm not sure what Hall's done here with his posture or the way way he's moving, the distance he's standing that's discouraged Jerry from stabbing that left underneath.
Well, it looks like a little bit more of the shell, right? Like
yeah,
a little
maybe
bit.
he's bladed his body a lot.
Yeah, look at that shell. Well, I mean, you've seen it with Floyd Mayweather and some others, but it looks like a kind of a side Philly shell type thing.
That way he can put his arm over his body. Yeah, I think that's a good adjustment by Hall.
It definitely looks to be preventing that strong body shot that Forrest used the last couple of rounds. But now, look, now he switched out of it. Put his glove up a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like I might give Hall that round.
I think I have given Hall that round, and we are through 6.
So by my estimation, I think Hall would probably need to win these next 2 rounds for a draw.
I've got the fight scored right now. 4 rounds to 2 for Jerry Forrest.
So you need the same thing.
And we go into, this is an 8-round fight. We're going into, I guess,
7.
Yeah, do we call it the championship rounds in an 8 round? Look, do we call the last 2 rounds? No, it's not, right? It's only the 11th and 12th. Are those the championship rounds?
That's what I consider it. Some people call 9 and 10 championship rounds.
No.
Some people do.
All right, I'm with you.
As much experience, Dusty Harrison and I were in the back talking. As much experience as I have 30 10-rounders, but I've never fought a 12-round fight.
You've never fought a 12-round fight. And we are in the 7th. This is our co-main event, Jerry Forrest versus Robert Hall Jr.
They're co-mains. Oh.
Nope, they're letting him work on the inside. You can hear the Forrest camp yelling at the referee to separate them. What do you think of that when you see them together like that, Cujo?
I know one thing. That female foul protector that Robert Hall's wearing is not flattering coming up his back.
We're getting the crowd is getting more than one show here.
I'm not sure why Robert went back to this high guard. Maybe he feels like offensively it's better for him. He is trying to blade his body a bit more than he was previously, but nice left hook.
Short left hook.
That's what I was calling for earlier.
Short left hook for Hall there.
I feel like Hall should stay with that hand down covering his body. I mean, it really slowed Forrest's attack down when he was standing that way.
Oh, and sneaky on the break. If they're not going to break him, these guys are both throwing right hands off the break there.
Goes back with the hand down.
He's back to it. You just mentioned it. He switched it up in this round. He's given 2 looks in this round. But there's Forrest there. I couldn't tell if that was a punch or a little bit of a stumble push.
I think that landed.
And now Forrest has seen something because he's going after him now. And there's Forrest again, another right hand. Oh, a big left shot there by Forrest. Oh, and now Hall is bleeding out of the nose. Big round for Jerry Forrest here. I mean, and there's another sneaky left hand on the break.
Oh, my goodness.
And now Hall's leaning on him. Is he? Okay, there we go.
They both landed clean shots there.
A lot of action in the 7th. But Forrest really seeing something here.
Yeah,
and
Forrest has about an insurmountable lead at this point.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, they threw a lot of leather. That was the most action we've seen in the entire fight. They threw a lot of leather that round. Jerry Forrest, though, I feel like for the first time in the fight, you could see landed some, I mean, he's landed punches throughout the fight, but that round landed a combination of punches. He busted Hall open a little bit. Seemed like Hall was bleeding a little bit from his nose.
Well, yeah, he kind of did what I was talking about. I thought Dusty was setting up. He had stabbed that left underneath so much, and he bent down like he was going to throw it, but he turned it into an overhand. And, I mean, lack for a better word, he exploded Robert Hall with that punch.
He did. Absolutely did. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are into the 8th and final round.
And what some may call the championship.
Some may call the championship round. They're gonna touch him up before this final championship round here.
That was a referee instruction, so I'm all right with that. Gary's going back to pumping the jab, just like what he set the table with early in the fight.
It's back to round 1, isn't it? And now, if your Hall's camp, you had to tell him you got to change the tenor of this thing. You probably need a knockout, right?
Or 2 knockdowns at least.
Oh, and there's a right hand. He pumped 2 jabs and a right hand from Hall. And there's a stab to the body from Forrest. Again, we don't like to harp on things that are not actually in the ring in the last round, but it is a little disappointing that there's a second warning for flash photography in a big fight like this.
Robert Hall needs something big here.
Again, like we were mentioning with some of the previous fights, Robert Hall needs something big, but I don't know if Forrest is giving him the opportunities to really throw something big at him.
Yeah, I feel like to a degree maybe Robert has succumbed to the fact that it's going to take a degree of luck here, and he's hoping that Jerry makes a fatal mistake, which he doesn't appear that he's going to do.
I mean, there's 1 minute left in this fight. Forrest is still pumping the jab. Hall tried to sneak a right hand in there. And that blood started to form again from Hall's nose.
Well, looks like Robert's trying to make something happen here.
He did. He overreached a bit with that right hand.
Still got to give him a lot of credit instead of just packing it in.
Oh, no, neither one of these guys. These guys are fighting like the warriors that they are. And let's not forget, Robert Hall has got a 14-1 record that he does not want to lose. And Forrest moving forward, getting close together. This is going to be it right here. Last fury there by Forrest. And there's the bell. That ends the fight. I really don't know how you scored that round, Cujo. What did you have for that one?
I think Jerry won. I think Jerry won that fight price. This was probably one of the easier fights to score tonight. I thought the rounds were pretty explanatory. I had it 78-74 for Jerry Forrest.
I've got it, yes, 6 rounds to 2 for Jerry Forrest again.
It is possible that Jerry got 79, though.
Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, it's possible. It's anything. It's boxing. You've seen some crazy things, Cujo.
I was prepped for a lot of interesting decisions tonight, but every decision that I thought the way it would turn out, it happened exactly. We've had great scoring tonight.
We've had quality, not just scoring, quality refereeing, quality officials, a live crowd here in Richmond, Virginia. It has been a really, really excellent night at the fight.
Oh, yeah, it was a great card from top to bottom with the exception of one mismatch. But outside of that, I think the price of admission was earned tenfold.
Absolutely. And we are waiting now for the final decision of the final fight of the evening. And so let's quickly talk about this. What would you say is next? I mean, Jerry Forrest, like you said, have fought in just about every big name in heavyweight boxing, fought on just about every platform. If he gets the win as expected, he moves to 27-2-1. Where do you think that puts him? Do you think he needs a little bit additional fights before he's right back up there?
He could. I mean, what I would do is if Zhang, who he has a draw against, defeats Joyce again in their rematch.
For the rematch, yep.
I would absolutely, if I was him, full court press to get that rematch with Zhang. Because that, a win over Zhang at that point puts you, you're a title challenger. You find yourself fighting Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, that ilk.
Let's take it to the ring.
Pace out of 2 heavyweights over 8 rounds. Fantastic fight. Judge James Ansbro has the fight 79-73. Judge Brian Costello has the fight 77-75. And Judge Mark D. Attilio has the fight 79-73. Winner by unanimous decision, Jerry Slugger Forrest! Slugger, come on over here, Slugger. All right, my man. It seemed like that straight left kept his right hand at home. Was that the plan?
Yeah, well, me coming back, torn labrum, ribs, we were just trying to see where we were. You know, I really wasn't trying to knock him out. I was trying to work my shit, honestly. So.
Awesome pace through 8 rounds. Let me ask you this. What was your #1 priority in this camp?
Just to get my conditioning back. I'm still not 100%. You know, I'm at about 60 or 70%. So the main focus was just conditioning, getting the win back for some of the rounds, just building up momentum. That's it.
I saw a beautiful jab that dictated distance early. I saw a left hand that kept landing, keeping his right hand at home. I saw you kind of get him on 3 flat tires with those body shots. It was a clinic, and that was excellent pace for a heavyweight. Richmond, put it together! Jerry Slugger Forrest! All right, what a crowd, what a night. There will be.
And there you have it, Richmond, Virginia. Jerry Forrest picks up the unanimous decision over Robert Hall. We have so many wonderful people to thank for this wonderful promotion. River City Promotions, Ritz and Rumble. History was made here in Richmond. I've got one more amazing sponsor to thank, and it is the Recovery Room. Are you looking to improve your performance and speed up your recovery time? Look no further than the Recovery Room, Scott's Edition Premier Scott for athletic recovery. The Recovery Room offers the best athletic recovery tools on the market, including cryotherapy, saunas, compressions, ice baths, and all at an unbeatable price in Richmond. With their full membership, you'll have access to everything you need to take your training to the next level, including strength and conditioning, athletic stretches, and yoga twice a week, all included. So whether you are a seasoned pro or a beginner in the boxing world, visit the Recovery Room, the ultimate athletic recovery experience. Your body will thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to give you a quick summary of what we've seen tonight, I just got to say, 8 wonderful professional fights, 1 amateur exhibition. Coach Eric Ash is in the ring thanking the audience right now. Elizabeth Kane from River City Promotions, CEO, is in the ring as well.
Thank you for supporting, and we will see you next time.
So, wonderful exhibition by Andre Donovan and Johnny Paredes. We saw William Briscoe beat Renee Roberts. We saw Donnell Poe beat Michael Bynum. We saw Cornell Haynes get a knockout over David Schwarzberg. Then we got to see wonderful debut by David Brick Brito as he beat Rafael Carolina. Ryan Schwartzberg got defeated by Crisanto Lucio. Then we went into Glenn DeZern, who picked up the decision victory over Ernesto Guerrero. The return of Dusty Hernandez Harrison over Ronald Montez. He got that win by knockout. And then we just saw Jerry Forrest cap off the night with the unanimous decision over Robert Hall Jr. It was an amazing, amazing night here in Richmond, Virginia. I've got to thank, as we mentioned, Coach Eric Ash of Vintage Boxing. We've got to thank the amazing Elizabeth Kane of River City Promotions, calling every fight with me as well. Our good friend there, Cujo Sigmund, did a great, great job. Yes, Scott Cujo Sigmund did a wonderful, wonderful job. Our production team, absolutely top-notch. We've got to thank the entire crew for helping us out here in Richmond, Virginia. Just a wonderful, wonderful evening of fights. I'm scrambling here because I had a couple more final thank yous as we get out of here on Fight TV. I just got to thank our wonderful production team, Craig, and all of his wonderful, wonderful staff. Thank you so much. River City Promotions, I am Cheats, and until next time, we'll see you. Thank you.
Oh, was you asking me? Was you asking me? No.